Today we're going to talk about ourselves. And it's very important that we do this because we have to know things that help us in our daily lives. And that is the purpose of coming to church. That is the purpose of going to classes. We need help so we have more tools. So one of the things you can do is you act as if it were impossible to fail. When you start a new project, when you are doing something, act as if it's impossible to fail. I just started a new project. I'm making videos now. And I think this is a really great idea. And I've got around telling everybody, they kind of roll their eyes, but I don't care because I think this is a way to go. So you act as if you can't fail. People are lonely because they build walls instead of bridges. In other words, instead of establishing some boundaries and learning how to present your boundaries well to others, you cut them off. You say things that are obnoxious to them or maybe not inviting to them. You have to learn that your words say something to other people and it leaves impression. And a man cannot be comfortable without his own approval. If you don't approve of yourself, you will not be comfortable and you will not encourage other people to approve of you. So you need to work on your self-approval. You need to work on things that are okay with you and discard the things that are not okay with you. If you don't do that, you won't reach your own approval. And you must have approval in order to radiate approval, and you won't be able to give approval to others until you have your own approval. And just don't try giving up on trying to do what you really want to do. Where there is love, there is inspiration, and you're not going to go wrong. Don't give up. If it's something you really want to do and you're going to love this idea and you're going to be inspired and you're going to want to inspire others, don't think of what can go wrong. Start thinking about what can go right. And then as you get into the antics of what you have to do, you find out there's a lot of work, but that's okay. That's okay because it's what you want to do. Many of your problems are self-made. So many of your problems are self-made. Think about the things you worry about. Most of them don't come true. Fortunately, they're not radiating at a level that the universe is picking up on them, or we'd all be in dire straits. You know, most things are not going to happen that that you that you think about. But the problems you have, many of them are self-made, and you need to identify that, and you need to figure out how not to do that anymore. God can't hand you anything new until you let go of what you're hanging on to. We see that so often in life. I want this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and yet they're hanging on to their old ways. Old ways are not going to move you forward. If they're not working for you, they're old ways. If you can see that you did it and it didn't work, and you did it again and it didn't work, doing it again is not going to make it work. You have to let go of that and figure out what you've got to do. Patience is a particular uh, requirement. It's a requirement of life. You start a new project, you have to have patience. You're raising kids, oh, they'll try your patience, all right. They are going to require patience. They're going to require your understanding. Without it, you can destroy in an hour what might take you weeks to repair. You have to be patient with other people's attitudes. You have to be patient with other people's concepts. You have to be patient, and it doesn't always have to feel good. Because whatever you create could very well take you weeks to repair, or maybe it's not repairable. So just remember, patience is definitely something Jesus had. He was patient with people. It was all right that they made mistakes. He told the woman at the well, go forward and sin no more. Who am I to condemn you if nobody else is condemning you? Be patient. How we spend our days A course is how we spend our lives. We don't look at it that way. We think, well, I'm just going to do this today, or I'm not going to do that today. How you spend your days will turn into how you're spending your life. How do you want to spend your life? And accustom your days to that, to how you want your life to go. Character may be manifested in great moments, but it's the small moments that made that character. You may get rewarded for something in the big moments when you win the race, but it was the ability to be consistent and practice. That's character that made you win the big race. It's the small moments that work and that put everything together. We're always looking for the big win. Mom, I don't want to practice the piano. I just want to be famous. That's how I want it to work. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way in anything. And stay away from credit cards and investments in yourself. And remember, money doesn't create the man, but it is the man who created money. The love of money is a sin. It leads you to all kinds of things. But if you invest in yourself and you stay away from getting heavily in debt, and in America, there's a couple of things that we're usually in debt for. We're in debt for our cars, we're in debt for our housing. That's generally how it works. But as you age, you want to stay away from the credit cards as much as you can. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying as much as you can. Invest in yourself. And money doesn't create the man. As soon as the money's gone, he's just an average person like me and you. So that's something that you need to remember. It is man that created money. And don't do what others say. Listen to them, but do what's right for you, or you will have compromised your spirit, and that is compromising God. Anytime you do something that's not right for you, you've compromised your spirit. When you compromise your spirit, you are compromising God, and that is something we need to understand fully. We don't want to compromise our spirit. We feel small, we feel trapped, we have all these feelings that's letting us know something's not right. And remember, it's your life. Why give others the chance to rule your life? Why would you do that? This is your life. You decide what you want out of life, and you can go for it. Don't give other people the opportunity to rule your life, because you'll get old and you're going to feel that it's been wasted, and you go back because of your choices. And there isn't any virtue where there's never been temptation. Jesus was tempted, and he chose to walk the straight and narrow. You're going to be tempted along the path. You're going to be tempted to quit. You're going to be tempted to cheat. You're going to be tempted to just let it go, whatever direction it's going in. This is not following the virtue that you want for yourself. Do what's right for you. Fulfill your dream. You don't have to fulfill others' dreams, because you're never going to be full if you do that. And opportunities is missed by most people because it's dressed in overhauls and it looks like work. All of us know that. Dennis gets up and works every day. He's a successful businessman. We work every day. I work every day on something for the church. Every day I work on that, because it's dressed up in overalls and it's work. But if you do that, you won't miss your opportunities. And I believe it's possible to create, even without ever writing a word or painting a picture, simply by molding one inner life. And that too is a deed. Mold your inner life to where you want to go, what you're doing, and who you are. And you won't go wrong. You gain strength, You gain courage and you gain confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look at fear and to face it. We have to face our fears, or our fears are going to control us. So no matter what your problem, God is still the answer. And if you trust in your Heavenly Father, He's never letting you down. God bless each and every one of you.